Hello, my friends, astrology family. This is Lada from astrolada.com. Today I'm here with the bright and beautiful Zorina, creator of Heal and Learn platform of esoteric, spiritual, and business studies all combined together, and self-growth studies. And we're going to be talking about ways that we sabotage our manifestation and our ability to create and to achieve what we want. And this year is so pivotal and so important for manifestation because it's a Capricorn year. I mean, we have Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn in Capricorn, and Capricorn is the sign of manifestation and actually taking action towards manifestation. All the knowledge that we've gathered till now, especially with Jupiter last year was in Sagittarius, the optimism, the belief, the visions we created for ourselves. Now in this year, it's such a unique and rare chance to take the actual practical steps towards making it happen. But you see, the year is a bit crazy. We're getting distracted all the way, but we want, I invited here Zorina so she can help you. She's created her own businesses. She's been to the top of the corporate world as well. After that, she had a spiritual awakening and started her own business. So she can lead us through this process, how to make things happen. Astrologically, the time is the right time now, Capricorn, to manifest, to concretely create something that is you bring out to the world. So, and to find exactly your goal and your mission. This is again, Capricorn is the sign that sits highest in the horoscope, which is connected to career, to one's mission, and that's why it's the hardest sign as well, because to achieve your mission is hard work. It's not just visualizing, it's not just wishful thinking. It's really getting and starting the dirty and hard work of climbing this mountain and having practical steps to you. So hi, Zorina.
Hi, Lada. Thanks for the great introduction. And I get so mesmerized whenever you speak that you might as well continue speaking. I enjoy it so much.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you.
It's true, though. Yeah, so we had a chat a bit before we started talking right now live. And we talked about all the noises that everybody is exposed to right now. And this is such a big distraction that nobody can focus on what is important in their lives, what they can contribute. You focus too much on what's going on in the media, you fear too much. And focus is probably the number one thing that takes you towards your manifestation. So this is also the first obstacle,
Mm-hmm.
turning off all the noises.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, especially these noises take you out of the vibration. It's not just the focus. The problem is they take you in a wrong vibration. And then, too much noise takes you out of your center, out of the purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Eventually you end up in depression, because if you're not centered, if you're not following your purpose, you become sad, you go depressed,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So let me see
like
how
the low manifestation of Capricorn that we're feeling collectively: fear of death, lack of safety, feeling of inadequacy, and of course, as we said, fear is the biggest thing. Yes. So this is the lowest, while the highest is focused attention. It's like exactly the opposite. How do we get there?
Right, but that's the thing, if you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what to focus on. And this ties into number one, probably not number two, focus, but number one is purpose, because this is what keeps you centered. This is what keeps you on the road. And purpose is not mission. Purpose is the road. Purpose is the way from your talents to your mission.
Your mission.
So it's the constant process of moving. Most people think that manifestation is all about receiving. It's all about being inactive. It's all about listening to videos and sounds that will reprogram your mind to high vibrations and stuff like that. But these are just temporary solutions, because the real change, the real manifestation happens when you consciously choose, when you consciously realize who you are, when you realize your center, when you go within, you realize what you're capable of, what you're here to achieve. And not when you constantly fill your head with with frequencies and with, I don't know, affirmations. I'm not saying these don't work. They work, but combined with your purpose. This is the best thing. Otherwise, you get something temporarily and it dissipates. You win from the lottery, you win from those slot machines, and then nothing happens.
Well, I totally,
one-time game.
No, I totally understand you, because this year has been some of the most productive for me, even though what is happening. But I had a goal and I had a purpose. And I had a vision that was for 2021. And this year has been the hard work for me that I'm doing behind the scenes to get it done. And if it was not for this purpose, I was probably going to go a bit crazy with what is happening. And I guess it's happening to a lot of people right now. But I've also seen a few other people that have businesses or that have discovered already what their purpose is. And it wakes them up despite of all that is happening, and they're having the most productive and constructive results ever in their life. So that's definitely so. And that centers you despite of all the craziness that's happening, keeps you on the narrow, straight and narrow.
Because these are also things you can't change. You hardly any people can do anything about all the news that you hear.
I disconnect. I don't watch. I haven't watched TV since March. And it's definitely maybe Facebook a bit, but that's my work as well. And that's distracting enough. But it's this purpose that keeps pulling me to clip off everything else that is distracting. And a lot of people have used that time for amazing self-growth and for amazing practical achievements. But I'm not saying the ones that couldn't do it, that there's something wrong. They just probably haven't found that purpose. How do you find purpose?
There are many ways you can find purpose. There are practical exercises like psychology. You can use your logics and your analytical skills, do exercises over time, over, let's say, a week. If you get the same results, you ask your subconsciousness. So there are many ways, you know.
You're offering those practical ways to find your purpose in a course that is starting on the 26th of July. So you're going to incorporate practical and spiritual exercises, how to find your purpose.
Yeah, let me just explain why I'm offering this, because I always observe what people are asking for and what people really need in my courses. So when I was offering the course, Start a Business with Meaning, people were hooked on the purpose part, how to find a purpose. It was not about starting a business. It's about, what do I really want? Because lots of people don't want to start businesses. I absolutely understand that. They don't need business tools. The business section of this program was hardly watched. Some people watched it out of curiosity, but I felt that I had no questions on it. So this means to me, it was not the driver. And then in the last course, the other 96%, which was about the silver method, the people that participated, we formed very tight, small groups, and there was a lot of interaction. They really enjoyed it, because it's not only me teaching, there was actually a lot of interaction. And what they wanted to focus on was their purpose, finding their purpose, and manifestation. So people didn't care so much about the other aspects or tools of the silver method, where you could use your mind more effectively or heal more. People wanted to know practical things. How do I find my purpose? How do I feel complete, satisfied? And how do I manifest that?
Oh, that's all Capricorn energy. This is what people want this year. Purpose. Capricorn means purpose. Practical tools to get it and to find it, and how to manifest it materially. So, and again, I say there's no better time than now this year to find your purpose. Capricorn rules the purpose that drives you, the ambition, and how to get there. Capricorn rules as well, the practical ways. So please use this year. Don't just drown yourself in the fears, because I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I believe that there are darker forces that work behind reality, but also brighter forces and lighter forces. And I believe that the darker forces that work through certain people, whether in government or in high positions, they're trying to distract people from capturing those powerful energies of the Capricorn this year that will align you to your purpose. Capricorn is purpose, your mission. And to miss that opportunity, that's not going to come. The last time all this energy in Capricorn was there was 1989, 1990, you know, and the last time the same position was the 13th century or something like that. So it's very rare to have such powerful alignment in Capricorn that allows so many people to awake, and not only to awake to their purpose, but to take the first steps, the practical steps. And we're being so much distracted by what's happening. Should we wear masks? Should we not wear masks? Are Republicans, whatever that people are fighting for? Okay, these things are important, but if you get distracted from this rare ability to catch the train of your purpose, and anyone who's wondering what it is, and you know what is their mission, I would strongly advise you, even if it's not with Zorina, take some time out to think, or to take some practical, learn some practical methods of how to figure out. So they're exercises, you say, Zorina, exercises how to figure out your purpose, your mission, and they're not just meditate and ask your angels, and the angels will tell you. There's specific steps that are used in business programs to figure out your strengths and whatever, and you repeat them all the time. So this is one of the things. And spiritual, she will give you the spiritual tools as well, because she's both, you know, she's been to the top of the corporate world, and she's been through a spiritual awakening. So you combine those two. Sorry, I'm blabbering too much, but I'm so excited that the time is so right for what you're offering, you know. And I really hope people don't miss this chance, because they won't be for many years after that. After that comes Aquarius energy, which is completely different. And it's not about figuring your purpose so much. Anyway, sorry, go back.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether Capricorn ties with being obsessed, because Capricorn is also the obsession, but that's the danger actually in Capricorn, that even if you have discovered your purpose, but you become too obsessed with it, you miss on the playfulness. The Leo, I don't know how Leo ties in the whole horoscope story this year, but if you take everything way too seriously, you fixate this goal, or for you it becomes of such a big importance that it becomes a block. You don't believe, it's just too much for you to swallow. You don't believe you can get it. And the other thing is, you want it, but you're stuck in the want. You're not stuck in the moving towards it, in the process, but in the I want it. But you know that. Everybody knows that. Yeah. It's just a reminder that the obsession, yeah.
The more you want something, you send this vibration to the universe of wanting, and it keeps giving you back more wanting. So you're gonna keep wanting and wanting. You're in the energy of desire, of wanting rather than doing, like you said. And Capricorn is a sign of doing. Get things done practically, don't want. I wanted to be an astrologer for 7 years. I wanted, and at the end, but I'll never take the steps. I believe that if I want it so strongly, it will come to me. I think that's exactly what you're talking about. A lot of new age thinking now. Want something strongly enough, believe in it, it will come to you. And I wanted it, I studied all the time, but I'll not take the practical steps. And only when I lost my job and I could not get another one, and I was forced to do astrology by my partner. He said, you're either doing it or splitting, you're going back to your country. And I was forced to do it, and I started taking the practical steps, then it happened. And that's what you're talking about, isn't it? The moving from wanting.
Yes, this is one of the things. And the other thing is fixating so much that it creates an energetic block. I don't know if you've experienced, I'm just going to give an example of what I've experienced. Let's say somebody calls me for an opportunity, or before, if I was applying for jobs, or now let's say an investor calls me. And then what happens is that I get so fixated, and I tell myself a story of what the best outcome could be. And there's a lot of hope and a lot of energy placed there. And then for some reason, also because of speaking up too much before it has actually manifested. So that's another thing. You speak, you spread the energy, you disperse the energy before it has manifested. But the other thing is, you put so much focus on it that you block it. It's like just too much energy that doesn't allow for the thing to happen. And then what usually happens is either the call falls through, or they tell you, the position has been abolished. We don't need such a position anymore. The position's been closed. Or the investor says, well, I actually am looking to invest in this or that. not in your
How can
company.
you disperse that too blockage of too much wanting? Is there
You
some exercise? Is there a way like to pull back your energy a bit?
Well, it's exactly, this is what you do. You pull back your energy consciously. Everything you need to do. You know, people think that there are so many magical rituals and things that you need to do, and of course you can do them. They help, but they only help your mind to believe that you can do it. What you actually need to do is pull back your consciousness, come back to the center, think of what you really want, maybe engage in something else. The first thing is actually imagine your energy coming back to you,
Oh,
centering.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And even having a healthy dose of skepticism, I would say. It's like with everything, not like full on, that's gonna happen. It's like
Yeah.
almost like bringing this Capricorn again, this energy of equanimity, or kind of maybe it might not happen. I don't know. Whether it happens or not, I'll do my best. But it's kind of this, I always try, because I used to be exactly like that when you talk what you're talking about, wanting
Mhm.
so much something when it came to my business that I would totally block it, or I had very specific idea of how I wanted it, and it would
Mhm.
block the actual manifestation, how God or the higher self, which is way better. Once I unblocked it, something way better, it will manifest eventually in a way better way. But I was so stuck on one specific vision that I would block it. And now every time I start a new project, I always kind of, I am excited, there is the passion there, but I always carry it with me. If it happens, if it's God will, it will happen. I'll do my best. If it doesn't happen, there is something better, or there is a better way for it to happen. It's kind of, and I'm a little bit pulled back, exactly like you. I almost kind of physically feel it when I get in. I don't allow myself to get too excited. I feel the excitement, but okay, I'll do what is a bit like distancing yourself,
Mhm.
I'll do what
Yeah.
has to be done, but the result is not to me, the final result.
Right. Yeah, and approaching it with curiosity. I guess this is what you do once you feel that you're obsessing about it. This is when you can call your energy back. But before you start, at the very beginning of this opportunity, approach it with curiosity, because this opens up, what could possibly happen, rather than, oh, this is exactly what is going to happen, or this is exactly what I want.
I love this. Rather than this is it. I've had so many times.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do exactly that. This is what it's gonna be, and
yeah,
and, and that creates so much frustration down the road. But if it's like, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I can really change the website, or maybe I can try to do the business in a different, or whatever. and
yeah.
and that's the best approach. Exactly, that leaves it open. It's kind of more
Hmm.
Gemini energy.
Yeah. In Access Consciousness, they have this, I don't know if it's a method or a tool, but the way they um, call in things is they ask an open-ended question: what else is possible? So what are the possibilities? And you open up the space. I'm
Ah,
not trained in Access Consciousness. I'm just saying that this is one of the tools that fits very well to
yeah.
this problem of manifestation.
So okay, let's continue. So the first one is we are too distracted, or to
Not focused. Yeah, not focused. Yeah.
the second one was not really knowing our purpose.
That's right. Oh, well, which one is the first? Which one is the second? They're all important. But yeah,
The third one is wanting too much and blocking the manifestation, or
yeah,
wanting, obsessing over it, wanting it in a specific way, or just staying in the energy of wanting rather than being and doing. And
yeah.
then,
That was it. I have only three. I can
okay.
for sure think of more, but
Sorry, I was thinking four. I don't know why.
well, let's think of a fourth one then. Now that you said it, there's probably a fourth one.
Well, not doing anything. But it was one of the things you mentioned about. Yeah, it's just being in the wanting rather than in the doing. So, how would you advise? You have, say, you figure out what it is. What is you really want to? Okay, you might have a very non-specific. I want to be very successful in my life. And what is the steps, the practical steps to take, or even if you have a specific idea, I want to be successful in this field, for example, and
Mhm.
how do you move from wanting into doing? What little steps do you start with?
Well, you have to see what your talents are first. So you have to first discover your talents. This will lead you to your mission of what you're supposed to be achieving. And this in between, the movement in between, will be your purpose. It's a bit esoteric of how I explained it, but when I say, there's a lot of interexchange between mission, purpose, talents, but in the end, purpose is the road. So the first thing you need to figure out is what you're meant here to do, not focus on things that are irrelevant for your sole purpose. But if you just don't want to deal with your purpose at all, you just want to be happy, you just want to achieve anything, or be successful in whatever definition you give it, you have to work on raising your vibration. If you don't want to work on a specific goal, and then you let things happen to you that are meant to happen to you, this also works. You can be generically putting out a positive vibration, and then you can work on your vibration, like with some tools, making yourself happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for purpose, the actions that you have to take of practical nature, how do you unlock in your mind? Because you probably have a blockage especially if you know what you want to do, if you have some purpose, but you can't make yourself go after it. There is some blockage of some sort, for you not to take any steps. And I was definitely one of those people. I knew exactly what I wanted to be, an astrologer, but I was just, for years, I was just so afraid to take those first steps. Would you advise people to start small? How practical? How do you do that?
Well, to discover your purpose, there are quite a few exercises and steps, and it's a combination that your brain figures out on its own. So you have these interconnected neurons, and sometimes you just get an aha moment at some point after you make a certain exercise. For example, list the things that you were good at when you were a child, or list the things that your friends tell you you're good at. So you discover your talents by making lists, by analyzing. Then one of the exercises that we do in a master group with the Silva method, because I'm also teaching in this whole process. So a few of the sessions that I'm offering are purely practical, where I lead you through these exercises of imagining, memorizing, meditating, using your creative mind, but not with a specific Silva method tool. And then at some point in the third session, I will introduce you to the Silva method, and then we'll go in a group where people will be channeling what they see for you using the Silva method, where they see you. So they'll give you insight into your purpose, what your purpose is. Yeah. And you'll be able to see it yourself. So once somebody starts speaking, everybody plugs into this picture. Yeah. It's a very miraculous setting, but you start seeing these things.
I know, I participated once and it was crazy correct.
You probably participated in Joe and Cindy's meditation
you invited
group.
Me, Silva method. We did such.
But this was not Silva method. This was a shamanic focus group.
Well, it's very similar to.
It's very similar. Very similar.
And even a girl there, she said she's not psychic or anything. She just tapped in and she said, "There's a baby around you," and I found out I was pregnant after that.
Yeah, that was crazy. And by the way, I also saw that, and you mentioned you were pregnant, I think about a month afterwards. So you're able to see a lot of things. But some practical steps that the people can take, like really quickly, is list what you were good at when you were a child, list what you're good at right now, list what other people say you're good at, list how you make money or how you can make money, because this also indicates what people are willing to pay for. Maybe it's too early to say at this stage. I'm just throwing things at you. This is not the structured method that I lead people through, because this takes longer, but just a few things that you can use immediately to get an idea. So where was I? The practical steps No, what people are willing to pay you money for. So this is important because there's always exchange. People don't pay you for something that you're not good at. The money is where your purpose is. The money, because lots of people go in vocations where they believe they can make money, but actually your money lies within your purpose. So this is an indication. Remember, when has somebody paid for you, or when has somebody told you, I'm willing to pay for this, what you just did for me, even if it was not your job. Let's say you gave them advice, or you gave them a random astrology reading, and they said, I'm willing to pay for that.
Yeah. And that's how you figure out, because many people follow a purpose either because because they think it will bring them money, or like you said, they were conditioned by family or by friends. Like I gave you an example. When I was in my 20s, all my friends were dating very rich guys, and they were buying them flats and stuff. And I'm like, okay, purpose, mission. I appropriated someone else's life, and I was trying to do it. My God, it never worked for me. I was doing visualizations and mantras, and I was doing a lot of spiritual tools, which is so wrong, on attracting a rich or someone wealthier partner. It never worked for me. And then the moment I started doing astrology, the gates of abundance just opened. And I never started it with the intention of money even. I was like, okay, I'm enjoying it, I'm doing it. And it's just when you're at the right place, at the right mission, the money is there. Exactly. The wealth is there.
Yeah, and as an example, somebody may be really good at image consulting, but they work as, I don't know, as a cashier, but then they're really good at styling their girlfriend whenever they go shopping. So this should, and she says, oh, I love would you do that again? They invite them over and over again. These are things that people want from you. So notice what people use you for, in a way.
Yeah, I just spoke with a friend of mine, and she's like a marketing guru in Bulgaria, but she's always kind of, frustrated with her work. And she makes amazing posts on Facebook. She writes so well. And she had this counseling session, and she had a breakthrough that basically everyone keeps asking her, when is your next post? Because she describes stories so funny and so colorfully, that she realized she's a writer, and she started writing a book now. So that's how she discovered, by watching on Facebook the comments of others. And she says, they made me believe that I'm actually good at that. So yeah, that's another, in everyday life you can see it, what you're good at.
Exactly. You just need to, you can use all kinds of tools, and it helps you a lot. But what you need to do is meditate. And as I said, to meditate means to contemplate, to think.
Not
so think
without thoughts.
Exactly. So think, go inside and think, what do people want to pay me for? What do I give them? What do I contribute with? What are people happy when I provide them with some service or product?
Well, the other next thing, okay, you have figured it out. So you decide, oh, I'm so good with cosmetics, I'm going to do natural cosmetics. But so many people have the difficulty of bridging it over, taking the actual steps to start that business towards their purpose, towards their mission. How do you get yourself in that state of mind? Do you teach that? Once you know that purpose, how do you get that momentum to get started?
Well, this was the previous program that I had last year, Start a Business with Meaning. Then it was about feeding your mind with business models, how to structure, an idea, how to structure it and make it a business model. But you first need to feed yourself with the current models of what is working, because there are certain trends. If back in the day just one-on-one selling was okay, now you have to do it in a different way. So the first thing that you need to do is feed yourself with information of what is currently needed. So you observe the environment, and then you start making a plan. What is an operations plan? What is the first thing that I need to do step by step? I need to call the lawyer, I need to call the accountant, I need to set up a company. maybe that's not even the first thing you need to do. Maybe you need to try out the market even without having registered the company. So everything you describe in the operations plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you start planning. This is what I mean. You start planning from this point on. Practical
The
steps.
hardest work, you
Yeah.
say, it's like first figuring out the purpose, and that's what you're going to focus on this course.
Yeah, this course is not going to be about any business or practical steps, practical business steps is what I mean. This is only about centering, finding your core and taking and knowing what your purpose, where you need to move to.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like
the most difficult thing.
You would know what the end result should be for the moment, because you can have a few businesses or you can have a few jobs, it doesn't matter, but what eventually you'd like to be doing and what the first step that you need to take is. This is what you'll be able to find
So by
out.
the end of this process, and I guess like people working together, they'll get to know each other and they'll be able to tell each other, and through the silver method, which is a deep meditative state that pictures arise, they'll be able to tell to each other what you're good at and what, and even, yeah, I guess that would be perfect in a small group environment where people get to know each other, and there's special exercises, psychological and practical, and then the spiritual with the meditative states of deep thinking. So yeah, anyone who is interested, I think you have a special code for Astrolada viewers. I'll put it underneath.
Right, I'm giving 20% discount for Astrolada viewers. Also for the other 96%, for anybody who wants to focus mostly on the silver method, on expanding their capabilities beyond their logical thinking. So if you're interested in that, same code applies for this program, and this program starts on the 18th, Saturday. The other one starts on Sunday, the 26th of July.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope this video gets to the right people that have been wondering and have been praying to God to find out their purpose, their mission. That was the case for me for 2 years before I discovered astrology. I was praying daily and crying, and a book hit me on the head. And that's how I discovered it, and it was about astrology. But if you've been waiting for that miracle, maybe the miracle will happen through this. Now we're Capricorn year, practical year, not miracle year. It happens through specific steps that you have to take. So I wish all those of you, this is, once you discover your life purpose and mission, everything aligns. I can just guarantee you that, because ever since I discovered astrology, everything in my life, little by little, just lined up. It's you follow your soul mission, and nothing is as important and nothing generates so much joy. And even if everything around you is falling apart, relationships, the economy, businesses around you, when you're on your mission, you're just so centered, and you just keep attracting positive things. So that's the most important work in anyone's life, to figure this out. And even I've had one woman at 70 years old, she discovered what she was good. One client of mine. At 7 years, we made a plan through her horoscope, what is she's best at, and she started the business, and she's thriving now. So it's never too late. Just
yeah. You know, one of the
sorry.
Oh, wait, sorry. I just remembered one of the regrets that people die with is always not having achieved their goals. I don't know if you know that 90, I don't know what the percentage was, but 90 something percent of people die without having achieved their goals.
The saddest is even dying without knowing what they wanted and what their goals were.
But that's why they haven't achieved it, because they didn't know them.
Yes, I wanted to achieve something, but I didn't know what. And yeah, so this is the age of awakening, guys. And everyone, it will be the age of not of survival anymore. The previous few thousand years was about surviving here. So any job will do just to feed you. Now it's about finding your true alignment of the soul. And when the soul is not aligned, it starts getting sick. And depressions, neurological anxieties, why do you think they're so prevalent nowadays? Because they're connected to a person not having aligned to their mission and purpose. And then those psychosomatic, and as a result, also physical conditions start coming up. So this is the new mission for us, basically, to discover that And we'll have another 2,000 years to do that, but why not catch the train in this lifetime rather than the next one? Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Zorina. Do check the link
Thank you,
below
Lada.
if you're interested. Zorina is a powerful coach, very successful businesswoman. She's gone through all of it, so and a wonderful soul. So thank you.
Likewise.
Hope to see you soon again.
Thank you, Lada. Thanks a lot.